Yeah,
So
and then
here we are
yeah.
at the end of the year, a quite horrible year, as we'll say, a quite horrible year. It's been a lot of anticipation followed by a lot of disappointment, and so I was going to have us maybe talk about something broadly, a favorite or a superlative or something throughout the year. But then I was like, I'd rather just talk about Husker football as a whole. So I want to ask you this question: what is your favorite Husker win of all time? Now,
Mhm.
you can go ahead and think about this while I go, because I had two games in mind. Um, but my one that I'm going to go with is an off the wall pick, sort of, um, because the game didn't really have much stakes in the broad scheme of things. Uh, but uh, but it's I can't remember reacting to a moment quite like I reacted to this moment and in this game. So my pick for my favorite Husker win of all time is 2013 Northwestern.
Kellogg gets a shotgun snap. Final play of the game. Ron waiting for the wideouts to get downfield. Launches the throw down toward the goal line. Going up. Ball tipped in the air. Caught. Touchdown. Jordan Westerkamp. Nebraska wins the game on the final play of the contest. Oh, baby.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What a scene in Lincoln, baby. Woo!
That's a good one. But I mean, yeah, that's a good. I would say that's a really really good moment because if I watched that game this off season, and it was very 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 frustrating to actually watch because Nebraska was in control a lot of the game. They gave Northwestern all the opportunities to just beat them. And then it just came down to a Hail Mary. It was just one of those games that, like, why are they in this game? Why are they
It
in this
was
game?
I remember just it was literally I just remember being like at the end of the game like because my whole thought process going in the Big Ten was like, "Wow, we're going to beat these teams." Northwestern was one of those teams
Yeah.
I definitely thought that about. And by the end of that game, I was like, "I can't believe we're about to lose to this damn team again. Like, are you kidding me?" And we're starting to develop a streak at that point.
Yeah.
Because I believe at that point it was 1-1.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was just so hopeless. And Ron Kellogg was our quarterback, which all respect to him, but it was a dire situation. We'll just put it
Well,
that way.
Kellogg wasn't our quarterback that game. They put him in
Oh yeah, that's
later
right.
on in the game because he could throw the ball further than Armstrong.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and we
we turned
needed
the
a
ball over in
thrower.
the red zone a couple of times that game too.
Yes,
Um, yeah, and it's not
yeah,
like
but I
it's
remember running up and down the street screaming.
yeah.
I mean, it was
I mean,
great. That was a great
listen,
one.
winning on a Hail Mary is very memorable. Um, I think in terms of my favorite Husker win of all time, there's a couple in there. The comeback win against Ohio State when Levante David stripped him, and that changed the entire game. That's a really good one. Um, and that was against Luke Fickle. But I think my favorite Husker win of all time. You were too young. You just were to remember this season, but I remember some glimpses in some games because that was like the first. This was the first college football season that I was really, really able to understand college
Hmm.
football and understand what it was all about. And it was the 2001 um, game 2000 game against 2001 against Oklahoma. Eric Crouch, the play, the one we have in our intro. There's a reason it's in the intro. It's buried in my mind. I had a poster of the play in my room. And it was just one of those moments that I remember because I didn't even I wasn't even watching it with dad because dad was there. We had season tickets that year. I saw a lot of those games live. And it was just absolutely amazing it was number one versus number two. Um, just going into the game thinking we were going to lose, and just having that play etched in my mind like that
Here we go.
is what I like. Yeah, there you go.
First down and 10 to go. Here's a handoff to Thunder, who gives it back to Mike Stutz. He's going to throw it. He's got a man out there. 40. It is. Eric Crouch. 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
The quarterback with the breakaway speed. Too,
yeah, I know. Yeah, no, it was crazy. And, he went on to win the Heisman. Went on to win Heisman that year. Could have. But,
totally.
Yeah.
That's a great one. And I just want to give an honorable mention that I think both you and I would agree that this game just needs to be mentioned. And it's 2008 Colorado.
Yeah.
This was the other one that I was grappling with because I just remember watching it in our basement in Pennsylvania with your friend Tim was over. And I mean, I believe it was that Bo Pelini, like a year before, had a big hand in LSU special teams. And they had done that throw behind the holder fake field goal, and it worked out for him at LSU. Well, he tried it against Colorado going into halftime, and he tried it against Colorado in 2008 going into halftime. The holder gets the ball, throws it behind his head, and throws a pick six.
Yeah.
And so we had a couple of those types of moments in this game that were just really stupid plays that Colorado, if you looked at both of these teams, they should not have really even been in this game with us. And Alex Henry's 57-yard field goal, which is, of course, amazing, but it's not I mean, I will admit, I rewatch it all the time. I rewatch the highlight all the time, but it's not as rewatchable as a highlight as something that happened right after, which was the greatest college football defensive lineman of all time, Ndamukong Suh, had his way with the coach's son.
65 seconds left. Ball is knocked down and it's intercepted by Suh. Suh at the 15, at the 10, at the 5, and he will score.
And that sealed the deal.
Crazy.
And that sealed the deal. And we were elated. That was such a fun win. But yeah, so we've had some fun ones, as you can obviously tell. Not very recently.